Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever felt like life hit you so hard that you didn't know how to get back up? Like every plan you had suddenly crumbled. Like the ground under your feet just disappeared, leaving you lost, confused, and emotionally drained. If yes, then this video is for you. Today, we dive in deep into one of the most important life skills you'll ever develop: mental resilience, and more specifically, how to adapt when life hits hard. Stay with me till the end. Backed tools that you can start using today. Tools that can literally change the trajectory of your life if you apply them consistently. And before we dive in, if you're serious about building a stronger mind and body, go ahead and click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, because every week we release science-based strategies for mental strength and personal growth. Now, let's get into it. Let's start with a fact that's uncomfortable but true. Life is going to hit you. Sometimes hard, sometimes unexpectedly. According to a study from the American Psychological Association, 75% of adults have experienced at least one major stressful event in the past year alone. And that's just the average. Some of you watching this are dealing with multiple crises right now. So let me ask you, how do some people bounce back stronger while others stay stuck for years? That's the mystery we're about to unpack. Being tough. Let's talk about your stress threshold. Think of it like a cup. Every small stressor in your life fills that cup, drip by drip. And when it overflows, that's when you feel overwhelmed, anxious, or even emotionally numb. But here's the good news. Just like you can train your body, you can train your mind to increase that cup size, to hold more without spilling over. Let me explain how. First, controlled adversity. This means intentionally exposing yourself to small, manageable stressors to build up your resilience muscle over time. This isn't about seeking pain. It's about training your nervous system to handle discomfort without shutting down. Want an example? Cold showers, public speaking, setting a boundary with someone who drains your energy. Small discomforts with big returns. Why does this work? Neuroscience shows that repeated exposure to low-level stressors helps your amygdala, the fear center of your brain, become less reactive over time. That means next time life throws something bigger your way, you won't spiral as is. And speaking of your brain, let's talk about how stress physically rewires your neural pathways. Chronic stress shrinks your prefrontal cortex, the parts responsible for decision-making and emotional regulation, making you more sensitive to future stress. But here's the powerful part. With intentional practices, you can reverse this process. Neuroplasticity is real. Your brain can change. Let's move to tool number 2. The power of This is where journaling becomes a secret weapon. When you write about a stressful event and consciously look for lessons or silver linings, you're training your brain to shift from victim mode to growth mode. Research from the University of Texas shows that people who journal about emotional experiences show improved immune function, reduced symptoms of depression, and even faster recovery from trauma. So here's a simple challenge for you. After this video, take 5 minutes. Write down one hard thing you're going through, and then list 3 things you're learning from it. It might feel awkward at first, but over time, this builds mental resilience, like compound interest. Before we move to the next section, if this is resonating with you, take a second and drop a comment below with the word resilient. It helps this video reach more people and lets me know you're committed to growth. Now, let's talk about something most people overlook when it comes to resilience: emotional calibration. What does that mean? It's your brain's ability to dial up or dial down emotions under pressure. Now, let's talk about something most people overlook when it comes to resilience: emotional calibration. What does that mean? It's your brain's ability to dial up or dial down emotions under pressure. According to the American Psychological Association, people who consciously practice emotional regulation are 42% more likely to recover quickly from setbacks. Let me explain why this matters. When stress hits, Your amygdala fear center hijacks your logical brain. That's why we freeze, lash out, or panic. It's biology, but here's the good news. You can hack it. Want to know the fastest way to regain control when panic strikes? I'll show you in a minute. But first, think back. Have you ever said or done something in the heat of the moment and regretted it instantly? One technique used by Navy SEALs to stay calm under fire is called box breathing. 4 steps. Inhale, 4 seconds. Hold for seconds. Exhale for seconds. Hold for seconds. Repeat. Let's do it together. Ready? Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Again. Notice how just 2 cycles shift your state. Your heart rate lowers, cortisol drops, and your prefrontal cortex comes back online. Let me tell you about James, a firefighter I coached. Mid-emergency, his heart rate spiked to 170 BPM. Using box breathing on the spot, he regained control and safely navigated a life-threatening rescue. If you felt the shift during that breathing exercise, type calm state in the comments. This helps your brain anchor the technique. Now, breathing is step 1, but how do you mentally shift perspective during chaos? That's where stress visualization comes. In exercise number 3, here's why this works. Your brain doesn't fully distinguish between imagined stress and real stress. By rehearsing adversity before it happens, you build resilience pathways in advance. Top athletes like Serena Williams and LeBron James all use visualization. They mentally rehearse pressure scenarios, so when the real moment comes, their brain's been there before. Let's try this. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine waking up late, missing a deadline, feeling your heart race. Now, visualize yourself handling it with absolute calm and focus. Feel that shift. You just programmed your brain for resilience. Here's the twist. Most people wait for disaster to practice resilience, but those who win at life train during the calm. If this is making sense, hit the like button now. Let YouTube know this content matters to you. I can keep making videos like this. Next, let's talk about something critical. Your stress threshold. Every person has a limit, but what determines yours? Genetics, life, experience, or is it something you can actually expand? Research from the University of Colorado shows that controlled exposure to manageable stressors actually increases long-term stress tolerance. It's called stress inoculation training, or SIT. How do you use this today? Simple. Create stress reps. Every week, choose a small but uncomfortable task. Public speaking, cold outreach, difficult conversations, like going to the gym but for your mind. In Block 3, we're going even deeper. I'll reveal the neuroscience behind why some people grow stronger after trauma and others collapse. Plus, the one daily ritual that rewires your brain for resilience in just 2 minutes a day. Welcome back. Now, let me ask you something powerful. Why do some people crumble under pressure while others rise stronger than ever? What's the difference between breakdown and breakthrough? Let's talk about post-traumatic growth, or PTG. Unlike PTSD, which you've probably heard of, PTG is the positive psychological change that happens after facing extreme adversity. Research from the University of North Carolina shows that nearly 70% of people report at least one positive psychological change after a major life crisis. But here's what nobody tells you. PTG doesn't happen automatically. There's a mental process, almost like flipping an internal switch, that determines who grows and who gets stuck. So what's the growth trigger? It's a 3-step mental framework I teach my clients. And today, I'm giving it to you. Step 1. Radical acceptance. Before you grow, you need to fully accept where you are. Oh, denial. No. Research shows that avoidance increases cortisol and delays recovery. Let me give you a real example. Mark, a soldier returning from deployment. For months, he pretended everything was fine. But once he practiced radical acceptance, sitting down and, honestly, writing about his trauma, his recovery started. Think for a second. Is there something in your life right now you're avoiding accepting. Just sit with that thought. Step 2, meaning reconstruction. This is where you ask, what can this teach me? Trauma research shows that people who create meaning from suffering are 3 times more likely to experience post-traumatic growth. Grab a notebook, write this down. Because of this experience, I've learned. Fill in the blank, even if it feels small. J.K. Rowling wrote the first Harry Potter book while battling depression and living on government aid. Her meaning, reconstruction, turning pain into creativity. If you're still watching, you're committed to change. Type growth mode in the comments so I know you're with me on this. Final step. Daily PTG builds from consistent small actions, not huge overnight shifts. Science calls this behavioral activation. Translation, move, act, progress. Every single day, micro wins could be sending that scary email, taking a 5-minute walk, journaling for 2 minutes, saying no when you usually say yes. Here's why this works. Every small win triggers a dopamine release, making your brain crave more action. So here's your challenge for today. Choose one micro win and commit to it right after this video ends. Then come back and comment what you did. Now, doing these steps helps, but there's one thing that will multiply your resilience faster than anything else. Identity shift. In Block 4, I'll reveal how to rewire your self-identity at the subconscious level so resilience becomes who you are, not just what you do. Welcome to Block 4. This is where things get personal. Let me ask you this. Are you acting like a resilient person or just trying to be one? Because here's the hard truth. Until your identity shifts, your habits won't stick. Neuroscience confirms this. Identity drives behavior. Your brain filters every action through your self-concept. If deep down you believe, I'm weak under pressure, guess what? Your actions will align with that belief. Quick story. During Navy SEAL Hell Week, most people quit, not because of physical exhaustion, but because they can't mentally identify as someone who survives adversity. So how do you shift identity? Simple, but not easy. It's a 3-step loop. I call the Resilient Identity Blueprint. First, change your language. Stop saying I'm stressed or I can't handle this. Start saying, I'm learning to adapt, or I overcome challenges. Why? Because self-talk rewires neural pathways. Studies from Stanford University show that repeated positive self-affirmations can literally change gray matter density in brain regions linked to self-control. Think about this. What's one thing you've been telling yourself that needs to change? Step 2. Action before identity. Most people wait to feel resilient before acting resilient. Wrong approach. Behavior first, identity follows. Ever seen someone start going to the gym consistently? After 30 days, they don't just say I work out. They say, I'm a gym person. So right now choose one small behavior that aligns with resilience. Today, not tomorrow. Repeat it daily for 7 days straight. No excuses. Final step. Reshape your environment, because environment triggers identity. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, says, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Put visual reminders around you. Sticky notes. I adapt. Phone wallpaper. I bounce back. Follow social accounts that promote resilience. Unfollow accounts that drain your mental energy. Quick story from one of our viewers, Emily. Last year, she was battling depression after a breakup and job loss. She started with small identity shifts. Waking up at the same time every day. Journaling. Daily, cold showers. Within 3 months, Emily wasn't just surviving, she was thriving, landed a new job, and even started her own podcast on mental health. Emily's not special. She just decided to train her identity. Let's recap everything you've learned today. Controlled adversity. Journaling, reframe. Box breathing. Stress. Visualization. Radical acceptance. meaning reconstruction, resilient identity blueprint. Now here's the most important question of this entire video. Will you leave this video inspired but unchanged? Or will you take the first uncomfortable, messy, imperfect step towards becoming unshakable? Because life will hit you again. The only difference next time is who you'll be when it does. If this video helped you, smash that like button right now. Share it with one person who's struggling. Subscribe if you want more science-based mental strength training every week. And most important, drop a comment below with the one action you're taking today to build your resilience. And if you're ready for the next step, I highly recommend watching this video right here. Gives it S, all about how to build unstoppable mental discipline. The perfect next piece to your mental strength journey. Because resilience without discipline is like a car without fuel. Thank you for giving me your time, your energy, and your trust. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay strong, stay focused, and remember, you're more resilient than you realize. JustHabits. One habit can change everything.